Hey everybody, it's Cindy Matalucci, your host of The Pulse and Live with Cindy. How are you? It's Friday. We're so excited about our show. Thank you so much for tuning into this 30 minutes with us. We make this show for you, so we love to spend this time with you. Remember, if you have a story for us or you want to be featured on The Pulse, hit us up at The Pulse SD on social media or thepulsesd.com on our website and find out how to be featured. And don't forget, our holiday gift guide is out, so don't forget to shop it. We have exclusive promo codes for you. And we have something for everyone on your list, so we don't want you to be stressed out. And then head over to the website, thepulsesd.com, check out the full gift guide, everything that we have for you. And if you buy something, tag us for a chance to be featured on our social media. Okay, so you guys, you know how much I love my dogs. My German Shepherds, my furry little babies. So Coastal Canine German Shepherd Rescue is having their holiday matching fund. They're a non-profit German Shepherd rescue. We adopted Isabella and Romeo, our dogs, from them, and we love them, and we do a lot of stuff with them during the year. So between today and January 1st, every donation will be matched dollar for dollar up to $50,000 for this holiday matching fund. So I don't know if you guys knew this, but in 2020, they purchased a property and they made it into an amazing ranch and a facility for the dogs. They have play areas, they have water areas, they have a pool, therapy area. It's amazing. But this year, 2023, has proven to be one of the hardest for them in their history. So they call it the year of the impossible dream. So between Mother Nature hitting them with hard property damage costing north of $20,000, insurance that would not cover that, so that was really hard for them, frivolous lawsuits, and an increase in the cost of medical care. Spay and neutering costs have been, I guess they've gone up, they've doubled now, so it's more than double. And finally, their insurance has increased sixfold. So they've had a really tough year, and then they have a kennel team that goes and they work, they feed the animals, they clean, they sanitize the kennel and the yard, but there's a lot of expenses that go along with that as well, and a lot of costs. So basically, they've been wondering, for 20 years, they've had this organization, will they be able to survive? They're all volunteer nonprofit organization, and they really need your help. And we're very passionate about this. So if you can help them, you guys, hit their goal of $51,000 by making a donation. You can go to coastalcaninegsr.org/donate, and we'll have all this information on the website. And I just love everything they do. Every time they have a dog up for adoption, I'm posting it on my Instagram because they're so cute and they're just so good. So anyway, we love those guys. So something to think about. And it's year end, you can make a contribution. Okay, so it's officially year end. Are you guys feeling financially secure? Aaron?
Yes.
Especially with the holidays approaching and you have to go buy gifts. There's so many expenses this time of year, you guys. It's coming up for everyone. People have anxiety. I know I have anxiety right now, but have no fear because we have our financial expert, Windus Fernandez-Brinkkord from Trilogy Financial Services here.
I don't know that I can cure your anxiety. I might actually contribute to it unintentionally. Just kidding.
No, we love to have you here because you always make us feel better when you're done. So we love this. Okay, so you're going to give us some advice today. So we're going to talk about the year-end financial checklist and what you need to know. So let's dive in. What do we need to consider at this time of year? And I want to mention, this is a good thing, right? This is not a bad thing because we want to make sure that we're setting ourselves up to achieve our goals.
Absolutely.
So It's not a bad thing. So don't be stressed about this checklist.
Right. No. I think having like a checklist to look in on every year and update, it's almost like a business plan. When you run a business, it's really healthy to stop and kind of take inventory of how the year has gone, what you intended the year to go like you were just talking about the dog rescue. Not all years go the way we intend. And December is a good month to take stock of that and put intention for the next year.
I love that. Okay, so one thing you can do, review your investment goals, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, getting to your goals it's not a death march. It's about creating a behavior, a consistent savings. Maybe one year you can save $500 a month and some years you can only save $100 a month. It's taking a look at what did you intend to save, what were you able to save, and then how much closer to your goals are you and how do you need to adjust your goals. Like I had clients who had really great intentions of like, let's just say remodeling a bathroom. And the year was too chaotic. That didn't happen. That gives them more time to save for that goal. Maybe even make it the better bathroom than they even wanted in the first place.
I love that.
So take a look at the things you were intending to save for. Are you still on track for those dates? Do they need to shift back?
So what about looking at your investment portfolio or maybe rebalancing?
Oh,
Is that
absolutely.
something that...
With your investment portfolio, 2023 was a very complicated year. So 2022 was a down year. I don't care what you owned, you lost money in 2022. The Fed raised rates, bonds went down, stocks went down, crypto fell off of a cliff, like everything really like suffered. Well, typically when you have a year like 2022, 2023 would have been like a rebound year. But 2023 came with super volatility. We had I don't even know that anyone even remembers we had that failing bank crisis in March, and like we had all this chaos this year that made it where we had like run-ups and then plummets and then run-ups, and we are coming off of, we had August, September, October, a pretty nasty run down in the market, and then November breathed life and brought us back into the positive this year. So looking at your allocation and making sure that you're allocated both to your risk tolerance, but to your time horizon. Because some people they became too conservative, and now if we go into a growing market, they won't reap the benefits of that. So really thinking about, hey, if I don't need this money for 10 years, don't chase yields in the bank, like, oh, I can sit in the bank and earn 5%. Correct, but if the market has an upswing of 10 to 15% because of the down year in 2022, you'll miss that. And that's far more significant than the 5% in high yield savings account.
That's great advice. Okay, so what about like capital losses? Can you offset these?
No, so capital losses you use to offset gains. So
Okay.
It's not that you're offsetting losses. It's that this is the time of year where we do what we call tax harvesting.
Right,
However,
tax loss harvesting.
if you're tax harvesting right now, you kind of like missed the window.
Oh,
Should have tax harvested in October.
okay.
Because that's when you want to harvest, you want to cash in your losses when things are like down, and you get to maximize your loss. And then again, you're not like going to cash, you're basically selling one stock and buying a like-to-like stock, so
Okay.
that when the market goes up, you get to reap that up, but you've had the ability to lock in your losses. So we've had a couple years where we've been able to create some losses to carry forward for the positive years for clients, which is a pretty helpful tax strategy. It's literally the equivalent of making lemonade out of lemons.
So we had a question from a viewer. Can you reduce your taxes? Is there anything you can do or start thinking
the
about?
tax losses do help reduce your taxes, but
Okay.
I mean, I've met a lot of clients who they weren't maximizing their 401k contributions. They were unaware of the limits, and the best, most powerful tool for anyone to reduce their taxes are to make sure that you're taking advantage of your tax deductible vehicles.
Okay, and I was going to ask you that next. Check in on your retirement planning or your IRA contributions,
Well, yeah,
right?
we had like a super small increase by the government this year. So every 1 to 2 years, we have an increase about the amount that we're allowed to contribute to retirement plans.
Okay.
We did see an increase by $500 for your 401k plan contribution this year, which is smaller than we had last year. So it's just good to take inventory of what am I contributing, what can I contribute, and should I make any changes to my contributions?
I love that. Okay, so what about like charitable contributions and gifts?
There's a couple strategies, like for individuals who are above 73 who have to take their required minimum distributions from their retirement accounts. They can actually do a cool strategy where they take their distribution and send it directly to a charity, which allows them to add an extra deduction on their taxes.
Oh, wow.
So if you're taking your RMDs, you may want to consult with your tax professional about how, if you don't need your RMDs or you don't need all of them and you want to make a charitable donation, make sure you're doing it in the way to really maximize how that benefit impacts your taxes.
And that could also be for like family gifting, right?
Well, that's separate. Like family
Okay.
gifting is like, so that your charities, or you're trying to you're giving to a charity, you're doing a good thing, but you're also
Right.
reaping a tax benefit.
Yes.
Gifting to your families, this is the time of year to play Santa.
Did you
Hey,
hear that,
Grandma and
family?
Grandpa, like I have more money. You can't take it with you. I know, contrary to popular belief, you die, your money stays here. So if you have the ability, if you have extra and you want to give it to your family now, it's far better to give it to them when you can watch them enjoy it than waiting for you to pass.
I love that. Tony, if you're listening, you can gift me anytime. Okay, so what about your insurance plans? Like reviewing them. Is it a good time at the end of the year?
For me, I feel like the insurance plan thing is just something you should be looking at on an annual basis.
Okay.
But the timing for the end of the year is irrelevant. It's more of just making sure you're taking stock of what you have and intention behind it.
Or if there's estate planning or any big life changes or things
Right.
like that,
So
maybe.
for super high net worth people, there are some estate planning changes that are coming down in 2025. However, with all regulation, there's a chance that in 2024 they'll make a change. And what
Wow.
we're expecting in 2025 may not even happen. So not even worth talking about yet, in my opinion.
Because we don't know.
But it is something, it's an election year next year. The last couple of election year cycles have actually been positive market ones. I don't really know that the election year is going to impact the market negatively, but I do think it's going to make all of us a lot more jittery.
Okay, well, we want to calm down. Don't be too jittery, people. Okay, so the bottom line is, from what I'm understanding, is you need to know where you are, meet with your advisor, right? And you guys will help your clients with all of this information.
We are very common New Year's resolution. Like, get your financial house in order. Come see us. We can help you. We can help you find peace of mind for 2024.
I love that. And she does a free consult too. So, okay, so we know it's the holiday season. And according to Good Morning America, because you know I love my stats, Cyber Monday raked in $12.4 billion in sales. Holiday spending is insane this year. We're actually going to show a graph right now. So according to the National Retail Federation, holiday sales for 2023 are expected to be increasing between 3 and 4% over 2022. So it seems like we are still spending, which is kind of crazy with everything going on, but we are, we love to spend. So I know people are anxious about holiday spending. So what can people do to be financially savvy this time of year? Like, what kind of tips do you have? I know we were talking earlier about budgets and things like that.
I feel like once we're in it, it's like asking what you can do to be financially ready for a vacation when you get to the airport. Like, you kind of have to be thinking about this ahead of time. So there's a couple schools of thoughts. Like, some people do things like get past the holidays or go on that vacation, and then they have that remorse after the fact. I really find that people enjoy their money better or enjoy their experience better when they have planned for it with intention.
Okay.
You feel less guilty about it. Like, you should be able to say, throughout the year, I'm going to save for these things that I want to accomplish. And by saving for them and creating attention around them, when you do them, you enjoy them better because you're not worried about like this big bill I might get from the credit card company next year. Like, my favorite is, as I, got older, had kids and started doing more for Christmas, right? I would put lights up, and then I'd get my utilities bill in January, and I would have a heart attack. But then I started to realize my January utilities bill is always going to be twice as much. So just be prepared for that.
So budget. I know
So don't worry about it.
We had an electric fireplace, and we used to use that all the time. And then we realized how much it's so crazy.
Yeah.
So be prepared.
Right, exactly. Just have like the knowledge, and then you don't feel so bad. You don't worry about it because you already know what's going to happen.
Well, and maybe like price check with your phone. If there is an item, that could be something that you could do.
And I do want to say, with small retailers, I've started to see like smaller places that you walk into. Like, I'll give Geppetto's as an example.
Oh yeah.
Geppetto's Kids Store. If you walk into Geppetto's, like, they are very cost competitive with Amazon. Believe it or not, like, they are aware that Amazon might be cheaper or feel cheaper. So if you price check their stuff, you're going to find you're going to get a better deal.
Wow.
So in-person retailers are really, they're price checking it too.
Yep. Because they have to be
Because they know you're going to be doing it. And so sometimes buying local could actually save you money.
So what about, we had a question, using promotional APRs and interest-free payments for holiday purchases. What do you think about that?
I mean, if you got into a situation where you needed to buy something you didn't plan for, absolutely. Like, don't pay interest on it if you can avoid it.
Okay.
A lot of credit card companies are running specials right now. Absolutely. Just make sure then you have a game plan to not carry that debt past the 0 APR date.
Well, and I love this next one. According to Investopedia, you can make your own naughty or nice list. Santa has to buy presents for the whole world, but you don't. If your shopping list includes more than 5 people outside of your immediate family, start cutting it. Then bake some cookies to give to all the people that you snipped from your original gift list. And this will ensure that you spread the holiday cheer and keep you from looking like a Scrooge.
I don't know. I'm
love
kind of
this.
going to go Scrooge on that.
She's calling my
that's
Scrooge.
Like, that's implying that everyone only had, like, I mean, some people have some pretty big families. My family this year actually decided to do the Secret Santa approach.
Oh, I like that.
So let's just say off the top, there's like just there's 15 of us. And basically what I'd call probably my immediate family circle with my brother, kids, and my cousins really close to us, right? Immediate family circle, 15. We drew where we each only did 4, like 1 per family member in the household. Kids drew for kids, adults drew for adults.
That's great.
So we did our own little way of bringing it down. I think doing something fun like that is really awesome to do with your family or start it with your family instead of the cookies idea.
Well, and here's the thing. I love this, though, because Israel and I have over 15 people to buy for, and it is overwhelming, right? And that's not including each other or any of our friends either. So it gets to the point where you're like, oh my gosh, I have like 20 presents to get. So I'm thinking I might just bake pepperoni bread for some people, and that's nice, my Italian recipe. I might do that because I feel like people that bake, I feel like it's a lot of thought that you put into it, right?
Yes.
So I'm not a Scrooge if I bake for you. If I'm baking for you, I love you. So I thought that was a really cool idea. The other idea that people are doing, the new trend, is that you can organize group volunteering instead of having a holiday party. I know.
Like that's like saying, so I had an advisor, and he, instead of giving his clients gift, sent them out a card that said, I donated to a charity on your behalf. So just know your target market, and if that's going to be well received, because I then hosted a group of clients to ask them questions like, hey, do you like your year-end gift, or would you rather I took that money and made a donation? And none of them wanted me to make the donation.
Oh my
So like
gosh.
at a 10 out of 10 clients surveyed, everyone said, give me the gift. I don't know. I do think that there is something for people being able to receive a gift. It like makes them smile. Like I had a surprise gift showed up at my office this week from someone in the business community. And it was so fun to like open up the package, but it doesn't have to be expensive.
Right.
But a little token.
I love that.
So I love the charities. I'm not trying to be like, oh, don't do that. But also sometimes making someone feel really good about that you thinking of them.
And we need that, especially now more than ever. So I really love that. Okay, so basically when it comes to finances, there's 3 different categories, right? So you've got young adults that are starting to work on their finances. We've got middle-aged or families with kids, then people close to retirement. And they're at different stages. So really they have to come to you and figure out what that plan is for the stages.
At this point in my career, I have to tell you, I'm really impressed with the young adults. Like I'm having more of my clients' kids starting way before their parents ever thought about it. Like I met with a 17-year-old yesterday who wanted to start her Roth IRA. So I honestly am pretty excited about that young adult generation and the intention they're putting around it. They don't want to be like their parents who are scrambling after the kids go to college to catch up. So
that's smart, because when I was 17, I was not thinking about that at all. I was thinking about my next outfit I was going to buy because I was in retail. I love that. But yeah, they are savvy. So setting up and starting, and when can they start?
I mean, the second you have earned income.
Okay.
So earned income means actually like working at a Starbucks and collecting a W-2 where you're getting paid.
Okay.
Just to say passive income doesn't count. So it's got to be something you've earned, and then you can contribute to an IRA.
I love that. Well, that's everybody out there with your kids. Let them know that. That's a good point. Okay, so what do you do with your family? Because you are the expert when it comes to financial goals to set yourself up for the new year, or maybe it's something you do all year long. Is there anything you do?
So I, on a monthly basis, track my budget.
Okay.
And I take a look at where the money's going, and are we overspending? If so, why? Can we like target months where we can make corrections? Like, oh, if I'm going to go on a spring break vacation in April, maybe May needs to be a month at home. So I take a look at planning out the year in advance, taking a look at the months I know are going to be more expensive, putting intention around the months where I know we need to eat at home more.
Okay.
And then when it comes to the holidays, I think I'm kind of terrible. Like I love the holidays. I love being generous. So
I know, I do too.
But
it's
I now
so
plan
fun.
for the digging out in January.
Okay. All right. I like that. And you've been doing a lot of trips, so I love that. I love seeing the trips that you've been going on. And then before we go today, I want to talk about you being a leader, because most times when people quit their jobs, right, they actually quit their managers. Lord knows in the past I've had great managers and I've had not so great managers. But you're such a great leader, and I want to know what you think about retaining talent today. So I know that you have, you have experience with leading teams of 15 or more, and you've overseen a lot of different groups. I know you have a lot of men on your team too.
I do have a lot of men.
Primarily. So can you give us any tips?
Tough question. The leadership side is really being vocal when things aren't working and bringing people together to have a conversation about it.
Okay.
Yeah, in my team, one thing I've always been adamant about is we use the first week of January, or one of the days in the first 2 weeks of January, to sit down and really like go through our business plans together. What are we all working on? How can we help each other with those goals? And I'm a really big fan of bringing coaches in to help people individually, because I'm going to do things my way. You might need to do things a little bit differently to achieve the success you're looking for. Also, success for one person will look different from someone else. So I think from a leadership perspective, not being afraid to bring in outside help so that your staff feels safe to be able to work on their goals at their pace. And then you can, once you understand those goals, really help hold them accountable to it. But setting the goals for people is not going to be a success.
Right.
Got to work it.
They might want to give up it if it's someone else's goal, right? I know Israel and I, every year, we go into the new year and we do a summit where we kind of lock ourselves in for like a week and we go through everything, all of the things that went well, the things that didn't go well for the year. And I think that's really important. He's hiding his face right now. But we really kind of do that because it's important, because like you said, if you don't know what happened or where you are, how can you be proactive and plan for the next year? And then we decide, okay, we're going to chop this out of the marketing budget, or we're going to do this different this year. So I just love that. And I think bringing in an outside team is a really good idea, coaches.
Fresh ideas. And for years we've brought in different teams, because also, the same coach is great, but you kind of know what direction they're going to go. So trying different coaches on an annual basis is also pretty fun.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here. And you can reach out to Windus directly for a consult. You can go to her website or give them a call. We have everything up right now. It's trilogyfs.com/advisor/Windus Fernandez-Brinkkord. And of course, we always have everything for you. And they can call you and reach out.
Absolutely.
Well, we love it. Well, we feel better already. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks.
And you guys, we're not going to see you again until next year. So this is our last show. So we want to say be safe out there. Have a happy, happy holiday. We're so grateful for all of you and all of the support that you've given us through the year. And we just hope that you have an amazing time this year. And we'll see you in January. And that's going to do it for today's episode. So we'll see you next time when we put our finger on the pulse of San Diego. Thank you.